Hey there folks, welcome back to Grim Dawn. So, in the last episode we completed a bunch of quests, so we're gonna turn a bunch of them in now. There's also, I just noticed this one, a cultist in the midst. Confront Direni at Devil's Crossing. That must be about these cultist orders. Oh, I see. Oh, so Direni was behind the whole poisoned water thing, and our good friend Barnabas not being able to take a bath. That's not nice, Direni, because like that's bad for everybody. So yeah, let's turn these things in. Let's start with Harmon, because he's literally right here. I can tell you've had your share of horrors. I don't think that's the voice you used for him before. Tell me, what was the battle like? Gruesome and bloody is the way, and they were a horrifying sight. I ended it quickly. It was sad to see men twisted in such a way. I took them out of their misery. Sure, we'll go with that one. Perhaps they didn't deserve the fate they got, but at least now there's less of them out there threatening the living. You did the right thing. Here's your iron. Sweet. Ooh, some scrap. A little bit of experience. 1,200 iron. Not bad. We're actually getting up there in terms of iron count. Yeah, what you got for us now, Harmon? Okay. No, I'll leave you to your thoughts, because that's a good idea for a man who feels like he has nothing to live for. To just leave him alone with his thoughts. It'll end well. You can't see me shaking my head. But that's what I'm doing. Interesting.
Let's see what's left of what last.
I'll unload those. The rest of the stuff I may hold on to for a while. I like that gun. So you say. Alright, so this is Luther Graves from the Lost Caravan. Let's talk to the man. Thanks for saving my behind back there. Turns out not all the rifts mean bad business. I've gone ahead and set up shop. Let me know if you need anything. I could use some free loot. Ooh, plus 500 reputation. Not bad. What we got here? Luminous ribbon. Presumably that goes there. Amulets. It just says magic metal. How much is that? Luther, you've got yourself a sale. Yes, it is where that goes. Plus 3% experience gained. Sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, all sorts of armor and such stuff. Guns and the like. We'll rock on with what we've got now. So we need to report back to Bourbon, confront Direni, speak to the cook, and talk to Duncan. Alright. What a nice guy, letting us through. How are we coming here? 1,300, 1,500, so we're getting on up there. Alright, so there's Olgrim. Right, Edwin is the one who was already here. Where'd you find this guy? He'd make a soup out of stone if you asked him to, and I reckon it would still taste damn fine. Like soup, eh? Is it better than what you've been serving? We got a joker in the midst now, eh? Yeah, pretty much. Olgrim! If it isn't my savior, I cannot thank you enough. I finally get to cook for other people again. Yeah, have some soup. Could use some salt, but Captain Whiskey over there insists that it's for combat use only. Glad you've settled in. That reminds me, I don't know if you've noticed, but when we use rift, the rift gate things, the rifts. We put salt around afterwards to keep the ethereals out. Apparently they don't like salt. Oh, hello. Ooh, achievement unlocked, no soup for you. Come back anytime. I've got a few old stories to tell if you have an ear to listen. We gained 250 reputation and some experience. Very nice. Yeah, let's hear one of your stories. Prior to the Grim Dawn, I don't know why he suddenly became old, but hey, why not? Yeah, I served a meal to some gentlemen in the capital who were deep in conversation about a remarkable new method of travel using arcane gateways. I know something about that way. They said it would allow the Emperor's armies stationed in the capital to appear almost instantly in the furthest provinces. Imagine to what lengths the Emperor's general staff would go to procure such decisive military advantage. We've descended now. We're now an old woman. You know, hearing myself say it, sounds very similar to that portal used to rescue me from the swamp. The man can't. The man is obviously a front. No one person could have this many accents and just keep cycling through them. I'll take some more soup. I'd never want to offend you, sir. We'll let you keep your stories for now. Seems like a good idea. Right, we'll wait on Duncan. Do we want to talk to Durini? Right. I guess we'll talk to Durini first. You're looking to start problems? Best be on your way. As a matter of fact, I am here to start a problem. I found a curious note in Burwich. It mentions you by name. Oh, I wouldn't believe anything it says. It's slander. Yeah, explain yourself. Well, we could just explain yourself. Alright, now what happened was, now I know this doesn't look good for me, but hold that weapon of yours in check a second. I mean, I've got spells too. Yeah, so sabotage the water pump, but I had my reasons. Trying to kill people? You see, I was a prisoner here back when this place still served as an actual prison. When the world went down the slith hole, I stayed here with a few others. It was the safest place I could think of. Clearly Bourbon thought the same when he showed up with the rest of the survivors. Things escalated quickly. I'm sure it was us who fired first, but it was them that fired the last. Those prisoners that survived were driven out and set free. Now call me a coward for all I care, but I hid when the fighting got ugly. Came out later looking like another refugee and no one was the wiser. Never could forgive Bourbon for what he did to us, though. I missed the part where you don't deserve to die. Alright, I'm getting to that. The cult of Kithan? Kithan, sure. Not a bunch of people you want to cross. Obsessed with the blood of some fallen god, or maybe it's just blood in general. They made me an offer. I sabotaged a water pump. I got safe haven at their hideout. Get back at Bourbon, find a new home. 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. Wasn't until I attended one of their underground meetings that I realized I was mixing with the wrong crowd. And believe me, I've been affiliated with some pretty twisted individuals before. You're really ingratiating yourself here, Durini. Ran out of there before they were done with the first initiate. You don't want to know what that entails. Entrails, as it turns out. I do have one of their keys, though, the prize for the mistakes I've made. Let's make a deal, eh? You don't breathe a word of this to Bourbon, and I give you my key along with directions to their lair. Or you give me all this stuff, and then I betray you. It's also sort of a win-win. Should be plenty of stolen belongings there, right for the taking for the likes of you. Don't try anything funny, though. I keep that key well hidden. Don't want to raise any suspicions now. Sure, we have a deal. Durini's directions. Okay, and a strange key. Oh, Captain Bourbon.
What do you want?
Just keep your nose clean. You know, that seems kind of difficult in this environment. But hey. Right, let's go ahead and talk to the good captain.
Found a rift gate in Burwich. What's the situation out there?
Yeah, the rift gate is secure, more or less.
Good work. While you were gone,
Ooh.
I dug through some of the files in this office, and I think we have our target. As you are acutely aware,
Oh, he
Ethereals
called
can
me
possess
cute.
humans and bend them to their will. I always had my suspicions, but now I have little doubt. The former warden of this prison is possessed. Well before the Grim Dawn, in fact.
Interesting. How can you be sure?
There have been countless holes in the prison records, prisoners just disappearing, never to be seen again. The warden's personal logs paint a more complete picture. He's been transferring prisoners into a secret facility underneath his mansion in Burwich Village for years. What for, I don't know, but I'm sure it wasn't for rehabilitation. There are also several mentions
Maybe it
of
was
various
recreation.
rift gates. I need you to find this man, or whatever he has become.
I mean, were they all of the same gender? Where can I find this man?
Warden Krieg owned a mansion in the northern district of Burwich Village. The logs indicate that his facilities can be reached via the cellar. I'm afraid I don't have more to go on, but if we want to strike back at the ethereal power structure in the region, the warden is our prime target.
Break into the wine cellar, drink all the wine, charge in a drunken fury. Gotcha. I will end the warden's life. I mean, seems like maybe we could possibly be a little more tactful. But hey, so here's our good friend Duncan, the blacksmith. Let's see what he has to say. A bad place you got here. Many souls in need of my services. Seems I'll be plenty busy. Indeed. Glad you decided to join us. By the Malleum Menhir. Another achievement. Nice. Alright, so the blacksmith, okay, we mouse over him here now, it says Duncan the Arcane Blacksmith. As I alluded to, depending on which of the two you choose, you get a little bit different reward. So in this game, the blacksmith handles crafting, and they start off, either one you choose will start off with a certain repertoire of relics, difficult to acquire components, and random armor, weapons, and accessories that they can craft just immediately. And they have the ability to use blueprints and recipes that you find out in the rest of the game, either as random loot or they can come from factions, rewards from factions as well. The blueprints are I mean, they're blueprints for making things. You can teach them once, teach a blacksmith once, and it's good for all of your characters, just account wide. But you can keep finding them, the same ones, and you can either sell them or you can trade them to other players. And recipes are the same, but instead of being for items like armor, weapons, that kind of thing, they're for consumables, for like potions and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Whether you decide Duncan or, what was the other guy's name? Angram. Each of them has 3 abilities that they can put into items when they enchant them. Let's see. Alright, so we're short actually making any of these things, it looks like. Okay, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so where I was going with that is each of them has 3 separate abilities that they choose randomly when they're making an item that can go on the item. For Angram, it would be a choice between, let's see here, 3 to 7% pierce resist, 3 to 7% increased armor protection, which again is the armor absorption, if I remember right. or 3 to 7% physical damage. So Ongram is more of a melee-focused crafter, whereas our good friend Duncan here is more of a caster-focused crafter with bonuses to either energy regen, 5 to 11% increase, 3 to 5% elemental resist, which again, elemental in this game refers to a combination of fire, cold, and lightning, so you would get 3 to 5% in each of those, or 3 to 7% increased elemental damage. Again, you would get that amount in each of those 3 elements. And these are added to the items they make, the weapons, the armor, the accessories, that kind of stuff, in addition to any of the random affixes that will be rolled on those weapons. In addition, Ongram and Duncan each have specific low-level, exclusive low-level rares that they only can craft. For instance, this Adept's Bladed Mace here is one of Duncan's. In addition, he has a Glyphed Archive, which presumably would be over here. Yeah, Glyphed Archive, the Occult Horn, which is right here, and the double-barreled pistol I think we saw right there. Ongram's would be a honed longsword, a brutal great axe, a rotating rifle, which sounds pretty awesome to be fair, and a battle shield. So, you know, just when you're trying to make that decision, those are the options you kind of have to go with. So as far as crafting goes, we see here the requirements to make the thing. So yeah, so we would have 4 elemental damage, which is, you know, again, fire, cold, lightning, plus 10% to all damage, minus 7% skill energy cost, which is just cost reduction for your skills, and plus random stats. So I assume that's going to be plus an affix, or plus a prefix and a suffix, and then you also get the ability that the blacksmith puts on natively. So let's see, did I really want to use one of these? I mean, this thing seems like it's probably pretty cool. So it's 20 to 62. So that is stronger. We would lose the experience gain. How about the double-barreled pistol? 10 to 22. Yeah, that's a lot more cunning than... I guess we could probably get there, actually. Plus 8% to physical damage. Right, what was the level requirement here? Oh, that's another thing. The blacksmith should make items that are appropriate to your level. And they're always of at least magical property, or magical quality. So that's 155 physique. That would be much tougher for us to actually get to. I'm gonna try the double-barreled pistol here. See what we end up with. Alright, so plus 20% fire damage, increased energy regeneration, increased casting speed, slightly less than what we've got now, less damage increase from spirit, but some physical damage increase, which would affect our gun. It would affect what we do with the gun, and some flat fire damage from the gunshots themselves. You know what? Let's. Oh right, we don't currently have. Right, we don't currently have the cunning to do so. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put our point in Demolitionist and in Arcanist. So that should be plus 5 there. Was that, how much did we actually need? 2 more points. Alright. Do I want to go ahead and put something in here? I could, at some point I'll understand what I'm actually doing here when I'm pressing buttons. Maybe, possibly. Yeah, let's go ahead, put another point here, and we will equip our gun. Very, very interesting. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put another point in physique, have a little bit more in the way of defensive ability. So let's see. That puts us at 318 elemental damage. Where did our... There we go. And that has us at 312. So ever so slightly more this way. Yeah, we'll rock this for now. Let's see, was there anything else Blacksmith wanted to do? So yeah, so he can make a few consumables to start off with. We don't necessarily have what we need. He can also make other materials. And yeah, these are components he can construct for us. Accessories, a Ranger's Ribbon. Interesting. So from bristly fur, 6% to all damage, 52 health, 8% pierce resistance. That's actually like way better than what we're using now. Yeah, so here we go. I was talking about the salt before. See, we've got a salt bag as our amulet currently, which gives us less damage from ethereals. Apparently they don't like salt. Maybe they melt. Who can say? So that'll use 2 of our scrap. Let's give it a shot. Alright. Elemental resistance, some energy regen, some physique, some vitality damage. Sure, why not? Presumably now we're a little bit tougher than we used to was. Used to were. So a little more energy this way. Seem like necessarily something we have to have. Yeah, we can probably get rid of that. I still find that interesting. And probably this as well. And yeah, so in this case the blacksmith isn't exactly the person you go to sell things, he's just the person you go to create things. Which is still pretty cool. Alright, let's read Rennie's directions here. That item cannot be sold, right, because we're still at Luther's shop. Alright. Deal's a deal. The Cutters are sitting cozy up in the mountains out of the way of the usual travelers. Head up to the broken bridge in the Berwick outskirts. Once there, hug the cliffside until you find a path leading into the hills. When you find men in blood-soaked robes beckoning the dark powers, you're in the right place. The entrance to the sanctuary is just past the camp, carved into the mountainside. Okay, so what you're saying is it's not well protected, and we'll be fine when we get there. No problems whatsoever. Interesting. I don't guess we really even lose much in the way of defensiveness here, do we? Yeah, let's equip those. Honestly, I don't guess we need... Yeah, everything seems to still be equipped. Good, good. Am I gonna wear this? Execute damage. Probably not. Okay then.
I'll give you a good price for that.
Get rid of those things. And yeah. Alright, so we could try to find Milton, who, honestly, we've gone past at this point, I'm pretty sure. I think he was near Whitemire? Foggy Bank, the Sodden Hollow. Let's try to find old Milton, shall we? Did we... Alright, looks like there's sort of an area up here we haven't really checked. Yeah, looks like our pistol does reasonable damage. Some scrap, not bad. Alright, that's not lootable. Sodden Hollow. Ah, there's good old Milton. That didn't really work. Yeah, so he's, at that point he's much lower level than we are. Pretty easy to deal with, frankly. And yeah, we wouldn't want to wait too much longer to come back. As you get higher and higher level than the things you're fighting, at a certain point, they start dropping much less loot, and of course they stop giving nearly as much experience. Alright, there we go. Heart's Amulet. Right, so we can return that to his sister. Let's go ahead and read the note. Okay, achievement unlocked. Let me gather my notes. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna let you folks read that at your own pace if you're so inclined, and we're gonna proceed on. Honestly, we may as well head back to town. I guess we'll go ahead and give that to the sister. What's her name? Sybil. And then we'll head back to Burwich. You've returned. I see that you carry my brother's amulet. So it is as I feared. I don't know why she's got that is way of a voice. It's weird. This is a lot to take in. Milton, I'm sorry, brother. Thank you, stranger. At least I can live knowing my brother is free of all this misery. The amulet was enchanted to keep my brother strong. Think you could use it more than me. Here, may it bring you luck. Cool, free loot. Ooh, sister's amulet of life-giving. Not bad, not bad. A little more reputation. Reputation. Suffering is at an end. Right, so clearly this was intended to be done much earlier on. I don't really feel the need to use this instead of what we've got. I'd rather have the energy regens. Oh, we have advanced upward to friendly. So we do get a faction discount. Very nice. So let's sell off these things. Those actually seem pretty good. For now I'll
It's a good use.
hold on to what we're using. And honestly, folks, I think I'm going to take a break here. So we kind of spent all of our time in town, but hopefully that's got us caught up and ready to proceed onward in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you then.